known as temperature. Temperature is ecologically important abiotic factor which helps in distribution of organisms. The temperature goes on decreases from the equator to polar region. The temperature is very less in polar and high altitude mountains, but it is less than 0 in polar and high altitude of mountains, but it is more than 50 in desert in summer season. Means there are a lot of fluctuation in the temperature. We will see the temperature actually decides type of organisms in the different regions. The temperature may reaches to 1000 degrees Celsius in deep ocean hydrothermal vent and the hot springs of it may be 1000 degrees Celsius or more than that it may be. In these hot springs also even in the desert or in the less than 0 degrees Celsius also we can see organisms. And how this is possible, that is by their adaptations. And each and every temperature is specific for or the temperature actually decides the type of organism existing in a specific area. For example, you can see mango or jackfruit in this tropical countries, but you cannot see that in Germany, Canada or Switzerland like that. Whatever the plants which for example apple, which you cannot see in this coastal area because temperature is high, it needs little cold climatic regions. Thus temperature actually decides the type of organisms which are supposed to be present in a given area, and each organism is tolerate certain range of temperatures which are adapted to certain range of temperatures living. And there are certain organisms which can survive in a wide range of temperature. They are called as euthermal organisms. On contrary, there are certain other organisms which can survive only in the very narrow range of temperature fluctuations. They are called as stenothermal. Euthermal are those organisms which can survive in a wide range of temperature. Stenothermal are those organisms which can survive in a narrow range of temperature change. The temperature actually decides the type of adaptation that is acquired by the organism for its survival. For example, plants in the desert, they have adaptations to check the water loss by the organism by them, and in a very high temperature the organisms are nocturnal. They will undergo they will be burrowing in the burrows in the morning sessions. Like that, the temperature, see here only we can see the temperature, how it contributes to the formation of different biomes. The temperature decides the type of organisms, and temperature decides the adaptations done by an organism in a given area. Euthermal, stenothermal one marks question ಕೇಳಿಯಾರು. Broad range temperature tolerance, narrow range temperature tolerance. Next is water. Water is next critical abiotic factor that decides type of organisms present. The water, maybe the fresh water, marine, whatever, the amount of salt content or different type of chemical present in the water also decides the type of organisms present. And the water content, it is in the form of a precipitation or a rainfall, decides the number of organisms and type of organism. In the desert, you see the number of organisms are very less because water content is less, and to which organisms are adapted there. And in case of our tropical countries, the water availability is more, which enhances growth of a large variety of organisms. Biodiversity is more because the constancy in the temperature is there in the tropical countries. See the tropical rainforest, there is a constancy in the temperature and water availability is very high. These two, availability of very high water, very high amount of water, and the constancy in the temperature is a 2 plus factor in enhancing the biodiversity or the number of organisms in a given area. And the again, even though salt content is present in the aquatic environment, the organisms are adapted to survive in a salty environment, that is 20 to 35 ppt of salt is present, and there are certain organisms even in they can survive in the very high the thermohalines, means those who are growing in the very high salt content, very high salt content in water organisms ಬರುತ್ತವೆ. And at the same time, those organisms which are present in the water itself, they have their own physiological adaptation to survive within the deep sea. Within the deep sea, you may see certain organisms which are very deep sea, stingray, ray fishes and all. You will see they are flattened dorsoventrally. They are flattened dorsoventrally because of water pressure. Water is as one important component in each and every cell. It is one important raw material for photosynthesis. Both plants and animals, their life is dependent on water, and type of water, amount of water decides their lifestyle and their survival capacity as well as reproductive rate. That is why soon after the heavy rainy season, we will see the reproduction in the organisms, even in the plants and animals, because of availability of water is more, so that the growth, vegetative growth of the organism is already reached its peak. Organism is ready to pass its genetic material to the next generation in the form of reproduction. Next is light. Light, it is again the intensity of light decides the temperature. Light is another factor which is very much needed by the plants for their photosynthesis. Light is a source of energy for the plants in order to synthesize their own food material. The visible light spectrum, light is used in photosynthesis, and the intensity of light and duration of light also important for the plants to flower, that is photoperiodism. There are certain plants, all the plants will not flower throughout the year. They need either, depending on the amount of light, they need short day plants, day neutral plants and long day plants, like that we classify. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೊತ್ತಿನ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಗೆ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಲೈಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, and at the same time some duration of night is also necessary for the normal healthy growth of a plant. And light is also responsible for our certain aquatic plants. We say lunar periods, and some of the organisms will go for migrations and spawning of the fishes. Everything depends on the lunar light ranges. ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಮೂನ್, and depending on that the organism's biological cycle is set up, and this light is also affect our biological clock. Night means we are going to sleep, and in the absence of light our bodies switch off and it needs rest. Thus light decides the sleep wake cycle of organisms. Light decides the photosynthesis in plant. Light decides distribution of plants. Light decides reproduction and migration in plants and animals. And light is a major source of energy. Next is soil. Type of soil, and the soil is produced from rocks through a soil making process, that is pedology branch. Soil is the type of soil and the chemical composition of a soil decides the type of plant that is going to survive there. And soil chemical composition and its texture and its soil molecule size decides its water holding capacity, which we are studying in a practicals. As the soil is rich in humus and it is having a neutral pH and water holding capacity is high, then it is very good soil for the growth of plants. And the soil, its chemical composition, its texture, its size of the soil particle decides type of plant which is going to grow there. For example, sand. Now sand alli soil particle size dodudu, pore size jasti, where it is not having any capacity to hold the nutrients. ಅಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಹೊಯ್ಗೆಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಯಾವ ಶಕ್ತಿನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೊಯ್ಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಯ್ಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿಡಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ನೀವು ಸಾರ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೆಡ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಸಾರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷದವರೆಗೆ ಆ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟರನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಉಂಟು, ಕೆಮಿಕಲನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಉಂಟು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ it is very good soil for the growth of plants. Thus, the type of soil and the microbes present in the soil, once again, that decides type of organisms, that especially plants which will be supposed to grow there, and depending on that, obviously animals will be there. Thus, temperature, water, light and soil. These are the four major abiotic factors. First one is temperature, critical one, which makes us to have polar region, temperate region and equatorial regions like that. And depending because of tilting of the earth, we will see the intensity of light varies, hence the temperature also varies on the different parts of the globe. And the temperature tolerance also varies between the organisms. In all extreme environment temperature also we can see the presence of organisms, and depending on that you will have eurythermal and stenothermal organisms. And water, again another indispensable abiotic component. It is important for the metabolism as well as it is a major chemical composition in a cell. It is an important raw material for the plant for its photosynthesis, and it is important for various chemical reactions in the body of the organism. And chemical composition of water in the aquatic environment decides the type of organisms present there, and the organisms are adapted themselves for varied amount of water availability in the existing habitat. Next is light. It is photoperiodism and biological clock, and you will see the lunar movement of the organisms. Everything depends on this light and the soil, which actually decides the water holding capacity and the amount of how much water can be, even though whatever may be the rainfall, if the soil is not good, you cannot see the growth of organisms, which we are observing now because of pollution, variety of chemicals, what we studied in the last class, that is microbes and human health. The continuous use of chemical fertilizers has spoiled our soil and thereby water holding capacity is decreased, and we are making the more and more, we are enhancing the size of the Sahara Thar desert every day, every year, because we are making most of the fertile soil as an unfertile soil. We are making soil as a desert by changing its chemical composition. We are using external chemicals, thereby soil fertility decreases, microflora of the soil goes off, and thereby water holding capacity, and which in turn leads to the unfit condition of a soil for growth of microbes as well as for plants and thereby animals. Okay, now in the next class we will see response of organism for this abiotic factors, conformers, regulators, we will see. What are those things in the next class, okay? This is important from the exam viewpoint. They may ask you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-point symptoms. They may ask for 5 marks, explain the effect of abiotic factors on organisms in population. Then you have to be